Kanye West's 7th studio album, The Life of Pablo. Now, Kanye West, as everyone knows, is a very interesting character. He's very egotistical, obsessed about himself, but he's also a very good musician. One of the top producers easily in the rap game. Hell, possibly all of music. Now, Kanye West's early humble beginnings, he used a lot of soul samples, a lot of electronic samples. What Kanye West did was much different compared to what was going on at the time, early 2000s in rap. Early 2000s rap was very gangsta, macho oriented lyrics and very violent themes. Kanye West opened the doors for a lot of conscious rappers, shall I say. You know, like J. Cole, Kendrick, Lupe Fiasco. Without Kanye West, they possibly would not be around today or not be very well known, but thanks to his influence, they are well known. Now, like I said, The Life of Pablo was released this year. It's a very experimental album by Kanye West. Not as experimental as Yeezus. I do not like that album. Rick Rubin and Kanye West did not do a good job on that, on the production of that album. But this one, production on The Life of Pablo is, to say the least, outstanding. Very, very good production. There's a lot of soul samples, a lot of gospel samples on The Life of Pablo. I'd say it's about half gospel, half rap album. It's not predominantly a rap album. Kanye West, like I said before, he uses a lot of cut sampling. The rap I listen to is not so much like soul infused. The rap I listen to is very grimy, very gangster. The rap I listen to, for example, is like Wu-Tang Clan, Big L, 50 Cent is a guilty pleasure, DMX, that stuff. But listening to this for the first time, I will say I'm impressed. I'm very impressed by Kanye West's production. Also, guest producers on this album, him and Rick Rubin were the main ones. Guest producers were guys like Madlib, Swiss Beats, haven't heard that name in a long time, and Havoc from Mobb Deep. Now, like I said, very good production, very thick bass tone to it. Let's get into the music part of it. Like I said before, it's half soul, half rap, and there's a lot of diversity in the tracks. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Ultra Light Beam, which is a standout track, it starts out with a grand soul sample opening and also has an experimental drum track to it. It's very unusual, and Kanye West sings pretty well on that track, I'm not gonna lie. I did not know he could sing that well. I thought he sucked at singing, but I was proven wrong. The second track, very soul sample heavy, but the second track, while I did like the sampling, the lyrics were very, it's called Father Stretch His Hands. The lyrics were very bizarre. For example, he talks about fucking a model and bleaching her asshole, and it's a religious track. It just does not fit at all. It's kind of like DMX having a religious track on his album, but then he talks about raping someone's daughter and then killing the family. It's like that, you know? It does not fit into the Christian context. But I like the second part of Father Stretch His Hands a lot better. Even though they have a guy known as Designer who sounds like a Future knockoff, the lyrics aren't as, how do I put it, risque or in bad taste. Another example of Kanye West in bad taste is the fourth track, Famous. Now, there's a line that really got to me. I'm gonna read it to you. He says, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? Question mark. I made that bitch famous. God damn, I made that bitch famous." Now, no, you did not make Taylor Swift famous. I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, but no, you did not make her famous. That is a fact. She was famous way before that VMA incident, so shut your mouth, Kanye. You're just going all egotistical on us now. Another bad taste example I will give on the album is the 9th track, which is a skit. There's about 3 skits on this album and about 15 actual music tracks. The 9th track, which is a skit, he's basically saying how, oh, people miss the old Kanye, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Typical Kanye West over-exaggeration, cockiness. He's a very cocky person, which I'm not too fond of. Oh yeah, Wolves, that has a very interesting beat. You can hear the howling of wolves sampled into it. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Another very different track is the 8th track. The beat is a very grimy Chicago drill style trap beat, the 8th track, but his lyrics on that track, while the beat is very good, he says the F word way too many times for my taste. Now, like I said before, I listen to a lot of grimy rap, but he just goes on and on with saying the F word way too much. 30 Hours features some pretty solid rapping from Kanye West. He says some pretty funny lines from what I remember. No More Parties in LA, another great track. Facts. That's basically a knockoff of his Jumpman song, but with a different beat. We're gonna go into the standout tracks. 30 Hours, definitely a standout track. Probably my favorite song off the album. Or No More Parties in LA. Okay, those two are definitely standout tracks. The first track, Ultra Light Beam, standout, and Facts. Final verdict, while the production is very good, the beats are very experimental, there's a lot of diversity, I don't like that there is not that much rapping on it, and it's known as a rap album. My favorite Kanye West album is The College Dropout, his first one. He mixed rapping and soul sampling beautifully on those. This album is far better than Yeezus, I will say. Yeezus, I did not like at all. The production made me angry. The very over narcissistic lyrics, they were too much for me to handle. It was just like, come on, Kanye, really? I say his second best is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I put this 3rd or 4th in his best catalog. Right behind either Graduation or Late Registration. This is like 3rd or 4th for me. Kanye West, when he tries to rap, he's actually good, but when he tries to go all into his cocky, I'm the best in the world phase, that just pisses me off. Because his arrogance is more well known than his music. That is not something I take lightly. For example, Tupac, may he rest in peace, yes, he did have some bragging tracks, but he was also very conscious and he didn't think he was the greatest in the world. I'm gonna give this album a 7.4 out of 10. Very good beats, very good production, some good rapping moments, but not enough for my taste, and the over narcissistic lyrics do bring it down, and some of the bad taste lines that I would say are offensive. If you are a Kanye West fan, I suggest you go get it whenever he puts out a friggin' physical copy. If you're not a Kanye West fan, listen to it. That's all I have to say. I'm Mike, and that was my review of The Life of Pablo. Peace. From now on, I think I'm gonna review more rap albums. I need some other music to be reviewed on my channel. I can't just keep reviewing underground metal that no one's ever heard of.
So now I'm gonna do underground rap.
Click here for more videos.
That's a very egotistical Kanye West move.
Perfectionist.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, they're not good enough. I'm gonna be myself, be the best in the world, Kanye West. That's what I feel.